Hey everyone, it's Jana Wunderlich here. I hope you're well. Happy Friday. I just wanted to come in and have a quick chat to you because I had a few strategy sessions this week, which was very exciting. Talking to amazing non-profit leaders like you, and the theme that came through a lot was time, right? So I just wanted to come in and chat about that because it just keeps coming up, and it's the the feeling that we are stuck in the hamster wheel, right? It's the feeling that we have too much to do, too much on our plates. It's a feeling of overwhelm, a feeling that we are stuck in delivering programs and projects when we need to be really thinking about strategy and bringing the organization forward, because as a CEO or managing director or manager, this is our job, right? And this is what we should be doing. Yet we keep being we keep being taken back into the operations and delivery, because that is important as well. And we need to keep that going. We can't just let that go. And at the same time, there is, we have perhaps a great team, or we don't have enough team, and we don't have enough funding to put in more team members to take on more of the delivery. So we keep being in this cycle. I call it the vicious cycle of not enough funding, not enough time, not enough funding, not enough time. And it feels like being stuck in there, right? And it's frustrating. It can be really frustrating because you don't really know how to get out of that. And you know deep inside that you can do so much more, but you're feeling trapped. And you feel like you're losing momentum, and you don't know how to change that situation. And it really can affect you, not only in your productivity, because you're actually spending a lot of energy thinking about or feeling that frustration, because that is going on and it's in the back of your mind, so it takes energy off you. It can make you feel anxious because you really want to be doing something else, stressed, you might be taking that home, you might be taking that to your team. It also probably affects your team because everyone is most likely stretched in your organization. So they are feeling anxious and stressed and taking that home potentially to their families. So it can affect your whole life as well. Like, even if you have a day off, things might still come up in your head, and you might still be thinking about work and how you can actually change that. And because it's important to you, so that's normal. So it'll be whatever is important to you will always come up in your mind because you care, and that's great. Because you care, you actually want to change that. And so so this is a situation that comes up in every single conversation I'm having, or even I'm not having, because people might not even have the time to come to their strategy session, and that just means that we need to make a change. We need to create something more so we can have a more fulfilled life, have a better organization, make a bigger impact, and create more change in the world. So it's a great awareness to have that and to know that we are there. But awareness alone is not enough, right? Because really we need to be thinking about, okay, we are here, and how long can we sustain this? So the first thing I'd like you to think about is, how long have you been there? How long has this been going on? And what's the real cost of that? How much has this cost you? How much momentum have you lost? How many opportunities have you not taken up because you just didn't have the time? How many conversations have you not had that could have led to opportunities? How many potential sponsors have you not talked to because you just simply could not put something else on your plate? How many dollars have you left on the table by not addressing this? Have a real think about that, because it's important, because we are spending years and years and years in this cycle, and then we just make it okay because there's just no other way, and we're doing our best. Of course we're doing our best, but there is a better way. And I want you to realize that there is no glory in suffering, and keep being in the suffering, in the vicious cycle. So have a think about that, and really sit down and think about what has been the cost of the past years. And then think about, how, if this keeps going on for the next year, for the next 3 years, the next 5 years, the next 10 years, what will be the cost? What's the, if you are not able to turn this around and change this, what will be the cost for you, for your organization, for your team, for your family, for your kids? How does that actually look like? And do you really want to wait that long? That's the big question, right? Because there is future opportunities on the line. There is impact that you could be making this year or next year. And if you don't change that, you're not. How does that affect your team? If they, if the stress levels keep being up there, how does that affect your team? Are they going to stay around? And what's the emotional impact? What's the dollar impact? What's the impact on you, your health, and your emotional well-being? And then, that's probably not an easy thing to think about. I have done that as well. It's hard to go there. It's hard to really go there and put an amount to what is actually going on. But that's the only way. It's the only way that we will actually change something. So have a look at that. And the most common thing that organizations actually do to overcome this challenge of not having enough time is that they are, implementing systems and strategies to make the organization more efficient. But what we really want to do is make it more effective. But most programs, most strategies work on efficiencies. So we're putting systems in place, we're putting automations in place, we're creating better project management, better volunteer management, better strategy and planning sessions, better ways to run meetings. There's so many better ways to have a to-do list, like as if that makes the to-do list any shorter. There's so many things out there, and there's more systems and more systems coming up all the time. And that's great, because we need systems and we need automation and we need to be efficient. That's great. But how does it really change your situation? What is actually really going on? Because working with the systems is just working on what is. So it takes your current situation and it makes that situation more efficient. So you then streamline your operations and so forth. But the truth is, how much leaner can your organization really get? The truth is, most nonprofits are actually really good at managing their resources. And they're operating really lean and stretching their resources to create more output, because they always had to do that. And sure, you can always be more efficient. There's always better systems. But is this really where we should put our focus? That's the big question, right? Because the margins that you're working towards are so little. And what do we really want to do? We want to make a bigger impact. We want to actually dream bigger. But you can only, if you're only looking at what is, then you're only maximizing that. And you're not growing from where you are. You're only maximizing to work with what is. And that's thinking quite small, but that's usually the situation we are in, and that's where we are limited by, right? So what we really need to do is to get out of that cycle and look at the bigger picture and really connect with the real impact that we want to make. What is that impact that you want to make? How many dollars do you want to attract in funding? How many people do you actually want to help? How many clients do you want to have? How many people do you impact? How does that show up in the community? What's the impact on your communities? And what I found is that this is quite a hard thing to articulate for most of you. So the moment we dream a little bit bigger, we kind of just stop ourselves already. Because what if we can't do that, and we can't do that with the current resources? Of course, that's the whole point, that's why we're not getting there. But we need to actually dream bigger, because there's so much opportunity out there. And if we don't have a bigger goal and a bigger goal to get to, then we will never actually get there, right? We will only ever reach where we are going. And if we don't articulate the big, audacious goal, then there is no way we will ever get there. So that's number one, to get out of the cycle, is to dream bigger. And we need to know where we are going to get there. And secondly, we need to get out of our own way, right? Most leaders or people in leadership positions are high achievers. And you don't need to create another skill. You do not need to do another management course. You don't need to do another leadership training. You don't need to have a different team. Often we go and say, oh, everything will be better if we have a different team. No, that's not the point. Okay, sometimes, you don't have the right team member, but generally changing things in your organization, like operation systems and team members, doesn't actually fix the situation, right? You do not need more information. You do not need to read more books. You do not need to do more networking and connect to more people that are just in the same situation, right? Because that'll just talk about the same things and just affirm that there's no way out of the situation. All of that doesn't really help. You do need to understand really what is in your way in that whole situation. What is in your way, and you need to take that out of your way to move forward. So you need to create an actual goal, and that's not just a surviving goal. It's not just a, we can do that goal and then maybe we go further if we reach that. No, you need to have a real big goal and then connect to that and really stand in that value. And that's the hardest part. And for that, we need to get out of our way. And that is something I can help you with, to connect you and connect your value, your personal value, with your organization's value. And really drill down into, what's in your way? What have you built up over time? And take that out so you can stand in that value and articulate it with certainty, and then move forward. And then you will actually be able to attract more to your organization so that you can grow your impact. But if you're playing small, and if you're playing, if you're not allowing yourself to dream bigger and go for more and, you know, be in that certainty, and most importantly, if you cannot stand in that value, like if that, you know, if you cannot even articulate that, then we need to take something out of the way. There is so much more opportunity out there. There's so much more impact that you can make. So big love to all of you. Keep going. Keep looking for the solutions out there. I will post a link to my brand new masterclass. So have a check on that, have a look, and if it resonates, get in touch. Love you all, have a nice weekend, and speak soon.